Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo flying insect trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo flying insect trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi went on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert Tuesday only for her live interview to get derailed twice by anti-Israel protesters. She joined Colbert in studio in Chicago to talk about the Democratic National Convention. Amid a conversation about her alleged role in pressuring President Joe Biden to cede the nomination, a woman in the audience was heard screaming at the top of her lungs. It's not clear what exactly the woman was saying, but she mentioned Palestine. The interruption was loud enough to get the attention of Colbert, who stopped the interview dead in its tracks and shifted the conversation over to America's role in the Israel-Gaza war. "Hold on, young lady, I can hear you," he said, explaining to viewers watching on TV that there was a protest going on during the live broadcast. "We're actually at a commercial break, but the subject is on Israel and Palestine." He extended an olive branch to the protesters, telling them he would ask his next question about Israel policy after the commercial break. For the last several days, hundreds of pro-Palestine demonstrators have besieged the streets of downtown Chicago and the United Center, where the DNC is taking place. Colbert's studio is roughly 3 miles away from the United Center, and protesters were seen gathering outside in anticipation of the Pelosi interview. After the commercial break, Colbert, just like he promised, asked a question that pertained directly to how America has been posturing itself as the war in Gaza has raged on since October. "There is a political protester here. There is a political convention in town. You are a politician and protests are natural. People are protesting, even within the Democratic Party. There is dissension over what is the proper use of American power, especially protected power overseas, both firm and soft power. If the goal is the peaceful and prosperous future for both Israelis and Palestinians, what role does the United States play?" Colbert asked Pelosi. Pelosi answered by first touting Biden's experience as a foreign policy negotiator. For years, he was chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee. He was a senator a long time, vice president, and president. So his experience globally has been huge. She then brought up how she went to John F. Kennedy's inauguration as a student, where he famously said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." That very next sentence that he says in the speech is, "To the countries of the world, ask not what America can do for you, but what we can do working together for the freedom of mankind." And that is our mission, and that is what Joe Biden is all about, Pelosi said. The first time she addresses the subject matter directly comes after this, where she says, "We want the hostages freed, but we don't want children killed in Gaza." She added that Israel has agreed to a ceasefire, something she hopes Hamas will agree to as well. "But it takes me to the point of saying to you, war has no role in a civilized society," she said. That line elicited applause from the Colbert audience. But as soon as the clapping died down, another protester began shouting, visibly rattling the longtime congresswoman. "Well, as you can see from the continued protest out here, that answer is unsatisfying to some people," Colbert said before directing his attention to the protesters. "Hold on, will you listen to her response? With their screaming I can't hear them," Pelosi said. Colbert did his best to refocus the interview once more. "They're saying that the United States should not have any role in supplying Israel arms to kill the people of Gaza," he said. "Israel has a right to defend itself, and the hostages should be returned," Pelosi replied. "But the other part of it, that has been so major for all of us for many years, is that there must be a two-state solution." She elaborated, "You cannot have peace unless you have a two-state solution. Israel, a secure Jewish democratic state in the region, and the Palestinians, having their own secure country there as well." The protesters piped up yet again after she concluded, leading Colbert to finally get a little more stern with them. "Please don't interrupt my guests," he said, gesturing up at the demonstrators. It's unclear who was responsible for the protests, but according to Variety, the